Hello, Jai Mohanji. Good to see all of you. Welcome, Sita, Neeru, Asha, Pentamil, Valsala ma'am, Salim, and Bharatiya. Of course, our special guest today. So, you know, a lot is happening around us, especially with Kailash and people reading and, sharing experiences and so many things happening around us. And at the same time, we have our own weekly satsang here. We're talking about our favorite topic, which is experiencing Mohanji. And so today we have a very, very special person with us, Moushumi Patankar from UK. She has been with Mohanji since 2016 and she has got very interesting and beautiful experiences with Mohanji. So today she'll first read out a lovely testimonial, which she will introduce it herself. And after that, there are many, many things that she's got up her sleeve, little things she can tell us about Mohanji. So we'll all listen to that. And thank you, Moshmi, for joining us and welcome once again to our Experiencing Mohanji for this week. Over to you.
Thank thank you so much, Rekha ji and the team. I think Bharati. And who else in your team? Pooja?
Pooja is here, yeah.
Yes. And
Our
everyone really.
testimonials team, actually, our entire
Okay.
testimonials team. So basically,
Okay. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Usually, our satsangs are here in UK in small group. Today, this is something global, and I was really, really excited. Actually, since morning, I was a bit like, when it's going to be 2 p.m. in UK time, and I will be here. Um, as Rekha ji mentioned, yes, I met Mohanji in 2016 in UK. I live in UK, and it was my birthday, 17th December. That's the day I met Mohanji. I think it's exact 10 years back. And again, I always, in few of my testimonials, whenever I share, I mention about Scandavel because Scandavel is the, again, I don't know whether because of Scandavel I met Mohanji or because I was supposed to meet Mohanji, I came across this Scandavel path. I really don't know how interconnected it is, but this is how the story is. Whenever something happens with me related to Mohanji, it is either because of Scandavel or in Scandavel, whatever happens is because of Mohanji. So I'm really, really, I would say, very blessed having these two things in my life. Not things in a way, but I would say gurus, the tradition in form of Mohanji and Skandavel in my life, really. So Rekha ji, if you want me to read the testimonial, I can start, or if there is anything you want me to do or
no,
say
you can,
something more.
yeah, you can read about the testimonial, read the testimonial. She's been one regular person who's been regularly sharing her beautiful testimonials with us, with our team. And so this is one very interesting one. Mashmi, you can read that first, and then we will talk about all your other experiences from your other testimonials also, which I remember.
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, so this testimonial uh, I sent because I felt this is really something totally different. And I felt many of you must have gone through such kind of experiences. I know Mohanji always says each and every person's experience is totally different because we all are unique constitution. But sometimes when you hear someone else's experience, you may feel like, I think little bit like that I have gone through. Then, each one of us get that kind of a trust in ourselves that, oh yes, whatever I felt wasn't just an imagination, it was a reality. And that's the reason I wrote this testimonial and I sent it to testimonial team. I will start reading, and if you want to ask any questions, of course, as Rekha just said, after this reading, we can talk about it. Okay, so the name of this, the whole experience, I gave it as splitting the mind into two, the path of pathlessness. The master moves towards the disciple, and the disciple also moves towards the master. Sooner or later, they are bound to meet. The meeting is not of the body, the meeting is not of the mind, the meeting is of the very soul, which was, of course, quoted by none other than our beloved Mohanji. So, when I heard about this program splitting the mind into two, some familiarity arose, as if I were waiting for this day. I was eager to listen to Mohanji's voice and the guidance. When he mentioned the process on Friday, the first day of the program, a few things came up that had taken place a year before in 2024, and I got my answer. And then I was at Scandavale on Saturday and Sunday, and I couldn't attend the session live, but I just knew it would be powerful. As soon as I returned home on Monday, after wrapping up some foundation work, etc., I sat down to watch the Saturday and Sunday recordings. Here are powerful experiences that I would like to share with you all. Late 2024, during meditation, so it was a silent meditation. I just sat and meditating. I experienced a sudden internal split, almost like a crack, right through the middle of my being. I could tangibly feel that left and right sides as distinct, and that sensation persisted. Physically, I became acutely aware of both sides of my body. For about 2 weeks, I felt a burning sensation on the left side. I didn't know how to respond to what was happening then. The right side, in contrast, felt completely immobile, unlike the active, burning left side. And at one point, I noticed a significant change in my left eye's vision compared to the right. During meditation, the split became more pronounced. I could I could clearly sense the left and right sides and a distinct middle space between them. The whole experience gradually stabilized for about 3 weeks. Then, about a week later, after that profound experience, while taking a shower, I again perceived the two sides. So basically, I was taking head bath, and that time this happened. Interestingly, the left side seemed engaged in an internal argument, while the right side appeared detached, uninterested in the drama. So one Moushumi was watching this drama of two Moushumis, of two sides. I was in a shower for 20 minutes or so, but I felt like a good amount of time. I watched the drama of all manifested desires over the non interested or the witnessing the drama side of the path. At the end, the manifested side left us, so that left us as that aspect had no energy to ignite. I understood the whole drama immediately after I attended the Friday session. Then something else happened last week, meaning a week before the program with Mohanji. I was at Scandavale Hospice. So many of you know about Scandavale and how Mohanji has a beautiful connection with them. So Scandavale Hospice is a volunteer-based hospice specializing in palliative care in Wales. The hospice is located in the village of Saron, and while independent, it is affiliated with the Scandavale Interfaith Monastery in the nearby village of Lamponson. So, of course, to raise funds, they usually create different kind of events. So recently, that time, my daughter and I took part in an event for the hospice by doing a fire walk. So basically, it's a walk on coal at 965 degree Fahrenheit. When the walk started, I felt no heat at all. What I experienced was beyond powerful. It was like stepping into an entirely different realm. Just moments before the walk, I slipped into a familiar inner state, a kind of detachment. As I walked across the fire, I felt nothing. Yes, my body was walking, but I wasn't the one performing that act. It was as though the action was happening through me, not by me. I intended to merge with Mohanji, and he, of course, held me. What we perceive in others is often a mirror of our inner state. I felt that similar to me, no one felt the heat. But later I understood that others experience the intense 965-degree Fahrenheit heat, some even walking away with blisters. As I mentioned earlier, I was at Scandavale again on Saturday and Sunday and couldn't do a live session. When I returned home on Monday, I sat and did both sessions. For an entire hour, I felt completely aware. All my senses were functioning. Yet, it was as if something was happening behind the scenes. I felt like I was on the edge of a world, watching this illusory one unfold like a show. And on Monday, as soon as I started listening to Mohanji's video, a very fluid, luminous path appeared, and I saw Mohanji, Mahatar Babaji, and I believe Swami Shri Yukteswar Giri. I could see all of them so clearly for a while. I remember nothing but the presence of the Gurus. That 1 hour felt like just a few minutes. On Tuesday, I felt drawn to go through the process again. The experience was incredibly real. I saw myself with Mohanji somewhere. He had something in his hand and told me something important, which stayed with me until the process ended. And then I forgot. Even while this profound interaction unfolded, I was fully aware of my surroundings, the sounds, and the atmosphere. It was like I was at home watching myself. There were two Moushumis, one witnessing and one moving through regular life. I even remember when my daughter came from the college and she was asking for food. And I wondered, why isn't Moushumi cooking? And I just kept observing. Then in the video, when Mohanji said, rub your hands and slowly open your eyes. And I just like that, I popped back into this world. Again, it was for an hour, but it felt like a couple of minutes. It was truly wonderful, beyond powerful. May this experience encourage each of you to trust in your journey. As Mohanji reminds us, we are all unique souls and so are our experiences, each extraordinary in its own right. Embrace them, surrender to the divine, and the way forward will unfold. This is the sacred journey on the pathless path. Heartfelt gratitude to my beloved Guru Mohanji for being with me every moment. So while I was going through these experiences, I wrote something which I shared with Mohanji, and then I felt like adding to this testimonial. So I gave the heading to this small poem as Earn Unlearning. Nothing to learn, just earn unlearning. Fierce, yet still, churning, yet rising, empty, yet clear. Clear to the self, clarity as the self, perishable, yet always fresh. Unseen by naked eyes, nothing to learn, just earn unlearning. And then I concluded with this Mohanji's quote: acceptance dilutes suffering, resistance increases it. Through acceptance of situations, healing takes place. Through resistance, reality gets repeated. This is the simple story of our existence. Live with awareness and enjoy existence. Mohanji. Yeah,
Wow,
that's
that was amazing. Very, very profound, Mostly. Because I remember, that split the mind process itself was something unbelievable and completely out of the world. And in that, for you to have even experienced it when it was happening and you were not actually physically present for the session itself shows, how it is. And throughout the entire thing here, the physical mostly along with the metaphysical is again something, it cannot be fathomed by the mind. It's
right.
unfathomable. Like, it can only be experienced by the individual. So
Yeah.
it's simply amazing. Yeah. And you were at the right place doing the right things because you know how fond Mohanji is of Kandavel
Yeah.
also. And fortunately, I've also been there. You know, I met you
Yeah.
also when I returned. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful place. Any of you go there, you should visit Kandavel. Okay, so this is simply amazing, and this kind of experience is very individualistic. So each of you may have something to share about split the mind process in your own experience. So please do, you can join us now and share also. And in the meantime, Moushumi is actually very closely connected with Mohanji. She's done Kailash with Mohanji. She has also been his PA a few times. And so Moushumi, along with this beautiful experience where it's literally like an out of body experience for you, along with that, what are all those little niceties and those little secrets that you know where you see close up when you're with Mohanji? You know, because these are all the things which clearly tell us who Mohanji is actually. Because now the Kailash stories which are coming out, it's unbelievable. Some of the stories I hear, and we will get them all here on our, live session to get them to talk also. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, please can you share something?
Okay, so in 2023, as you said, yes, I went to Kailash, and the same year, I was supposed to go to Sir Mohanji immediately after Kailash. So it wasn't an easy thought. First of all, Kailash, go there, and what is going to happen, don't know. And immediately after coming back to UK, I had just one day, literally washing up clothes, etc. And the next day, I was flying to Serbia. So I didn't even get that time even to process what happened in Kailash. And then another Kailash is waiting there, you know. I'm like, oh my God, how is this going to
Kailash within
happen?
Kailash, it's actually.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. And I must say, of course, it's my experience. It's not at all easy to be in Guru's presence. See, when we see, of course, in this case, Mohanji, in retreats or wherever, like, you know, we say hi, hello, it was so cute, you are here. And, you know, when that time Mohanji is so cheerful and this and that. But once, when you are PA, he's totally a different, I can't explain that thing, but something totally gets changed. And he is not the one who you see every time. With that experience for me was totally different. I mean, before 2023 also I was in Serbia when I used to, like, you know, cook, etc. But there were others as well, like, you know, doing their chores and I was doing my thing. So my thing most of the time is in the kitchen cooking and then serve him whatever he wants to eat, etc. That was just my duty. So I couldn't feel that intensity to that extent. But this time after Kailash, there was something really, uh, like, you know, when it's a bin and you put so much litter in the bin, and then, you know, for Guru to pour that grace into that space, you need to first empty it. And when
Absolutely.
after Kailash, when I went to Serbia, Mohanji came a day later. And I was, so again, it's like two things. I was, by one part was waiting for him eagerly, and I was thinking, okay, I will lit this diya, then I will do arati and all this kind of stuff in my head. At the same time, this other Moushumi was like, just run from here. You shouldn't be here. Just run.
Gosh.
Like, and I didn't understand what was this happening. I served it before, but why is this like this? But this time it was like, I think I was with him for 3 weeks, and
Amazing.
then yeah, and so this thought, that time I didn't realize what is this happening. This is not nice. Like, you know, you get this chance, like, you know, to serve Mohanji as a PA, and why do I need to run? My tickets are already booked. And then next day after Mohanji came, you won't believe there was no interaction at all for for at least 2 or 3 days. No interaction whatsoever. So whatever was going in my mind that I need to run, that intensified. That yes, I need to run. Yes,
Oh
I need to
God,
run. He is not even talking to me.
you feel so disappointed, right? You feel like you
Oh
feel
my
you're
God.
nothing out there. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Why
Yes,
am
tell
I
me.
here? Why did he call me? Like, no, all these unnecessary and nonsense questions were hovering on my head. And then after 3 days, I told myself, who told me? I don't know. Me told or what told? I don't know. And then it's like, okay, like, just finish this off, whatever is happening. Your duty is to cook. Sir Mohanji, go talk to him. If he is not talking, you go and talk to him. What is this rubbish going on? That day, Mohanji came and spoke to me. I didn't go, but he came and spoke to me because, again, that projection, whatever I was feeling, I was seeing in that whole thing in Mohanji. Mohanji is not talking to me. Like, what Mohanji has to do with talking to me or not talking to me? He is not mind. He is a guru. But whatever I was thinking, I was getting the same kind of projection from him. After that third day, it was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic meaning, again, I would say it's never ever easy to be with Mohanji, especially as a PA, because he literally churns you. And I would say we all should have that kind of awareness to understand that I am here to serve, not to have fun. This is not a leisure trip. This is something Mohanji doesn't want us. Mohanji doesn't need any PA.
He doesn't need anyone. Yes.
Yeah, it's there is something karmically that we need to go there, serve him physically, and he is there to churn every moment. And when you are ready for that, then accept that churning, accept that scolding, if there is scolding. And then when you are back home, you should be a different person. No, no expectations whatsoever, but you should be ready for that journey. So experience in that there could be so many experiences. I don't remember much. But before again back to that Kailash, because I was going to serve him, I was told like just maybe for 2 3 days anyway you are in Kathmandu, you start serving him, so you will understand how to do things, etc. I said okay, fine. So that day, it was just me in his room, and he asked for tea. We were just waiting for someone's phone call that if satsang and everything is ready so that we can go downstairs. So Mohanji was like having tea, and then I was just literally uh, standing near the window. So in that hotel, the window was so big. The huge wall was window, and my back was there. My back was touching the window. And suddenly I heard kind of thud, thud, thud so many times. And I felt, oh my God, something just like got stuck or what happened. And so it was just like curtains and something else. So I just opened it, and so many crows just coming and like literally thud, thud. And I
Hitting
was
it,
a bit worried
hitting
that,
against the glass, is it?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and I was a bit worried that are they getting hurt, but nothing was happening. That they were going back and again coming speedily, again doing the same thing. It's like, what is this happening? And then, of course, I ignored because I need to focus on Mohanji when the
Focus on
call was
Mohanji.
done. So, so again, and then this continued, and then there was like huge kind of like a bubble, I would say, crows or what you call for. There is this word, right? So when there are so many crows, it could be, I would say, more than 50, 60 crows. And there were so many trees and nothing is happening. Like, just crows here. Like, don't know what's happening. Something must have happened there, so, to the crow, etc. Don't know. Again, this, the whole imagination was going on. And then suddenly Mohanji stood up. And then Mohanji said, ah, they are checking on you. I'm like, me? I'm like, yeah, because you are serving me, right? And I said, yeah, and I didn't understand. I said, yes, but why checking on me? And then he said, suddenly he said, they are my, what do you call this, the specific word? Like
Ganas,
soldier.
like Ganas soldiers.
They
Shiva's
are
Ganas.
my, Yeah, Shiva Ganas. They are my
Shivaganas.
Shiva Ganas.
Ganas.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. And then Mohanji said they are basically protecting me, I mean, protecting Mohanji, and they want to see who is in that room and if that person is good enough to be with Mohanji, and that person is not that, not person, but that entity is not there to do something bad to Mohanji. And I couldn't process that at all. I couldn't digest. Like, what? I was like, no, totally like numbed at that place. And then I just said, okay, nothing else. I mean, what was there to say more than this? I said, oh, okay, that's amazing. And he said, yeah, they're always there to protect me. And then suddenly, like, bell rang and we said, okay, Mohanji, we need to go downstairs. People are ready. And they said, okay. So Mohanji, I was behind Mohanji. Mohanji was walking to open the door, and then he again heard until after whatever he told me, like, the Shivaganas, etc. Then there was utter silence. Then there was no sound, nothing. Crows are like totally in that silent mode. Then we started going to open the door to go downstairs, and then suddenly Mohanji again stopped because he again heard that sound. Again, crows were they started that sound, cow, cow, cow. And then Mohanji said, "Ah, let's close the curtain." And I said, okay, I'll do it. I said, yeah, close it properly. And then he said, no, wait, I will close the curtain. So he went, he closed the curtain. He did like this. He closed the curtain and he said, that's it. The chapter finished. And I had such goosebumps that a guru, what the whole drama that happened only for 2, 3 minutes, those crows were there as Shivaganas to protect him. Mohanji knew. He was like, he told me this story how they are ganas and this and that protection, and he didn't leave them there. He concluded that story by closing the curtain, blessings, etc., and done. And then I felt like we as people, like, even if we are doing something, some work, we don't even have that awareness to finish that work on that day. At the same time, we always postpone. And when I observed this whole thing of a guru, that was a tremendous lesson for me. Like, no, I can't even get those words out, but it was beautiful. Like, Guru always says, or Mohanji always says, don't copy the Guru, observe the Guru, and then imbibe that teachings when you live your life. And that the whole 2 minutes was that. And then I feel whenever we get chance, even to be his PA or no PA, nothing, you are just there with Mohanji online or in physical presence, just observe him. Observe even, like, his actions or whatever he's saying. That awareness is really important to live our life. And that will change us, not by copying him or even not by copying his quotes. His quotes are there for us to transform. Even if I read a quote without knowing anything, just to show people, hey, this is Mohanji's quote. That's it. But if I don't understand anything, what am I going to tell people about Mohanji? So that was beautiful experience for me at Kathmandu.
So really lovely, and we were literally given a approval by the Shivaganas actually. When listening to you, that thought was coming up. And
Yeah,
Mohanji knows, Mohanji obviously knows because we've had various other testimonials also similar to this.
yeah,
It's happened in Scotland with Aditi, where, all the birds were there. The tree was shaking so
yeah,
much. Just that one particular tree was shaking.
yeah.
So there are many beautiful such testimonials. So this is one aspect. And then after that, what are your other experiences with Moji? If anyone else would also like to ask Moushumi a question, please do chip in and ask. Anyone would like to ask? Because she's got a lot of beautiful experiences, and you can always read all her testimonials on our website, Moji Chronicles also. But we can now hear her live.
Yeah, ask me whatever you feel like asking.
Yeah. Do you have anything else? What were some of the funny things that would have happened? Because we always look for that also. Monji's got such a fabulous sense of humor. I've
Yeah,
heard about I've heard about him singing or watching some clippings and laughing and all those things. So those
yeah.
kind of things. I've even he had seen clippings of his singing, just casually. So something interesting like that. Do you have anything? I can see Tejas
Um,
smiling there because he's also all
ah,
eager.
they just cut up.
I'm just happily listening to Moshmi's experiences and just trying to think about them. That's all. Would love to hear many more such experiences, Moshmi. I think that's what helps us connect so more with Mohanji. It's
Yeah,
always a treat to even be
always.
in this space and listening to these experiences. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, anyone has question you can ask. Otherwise, Rekha, there is beautiful experience which I would like to share, but I don't want to talk a lot. I would
Yeah, you
like to.
can ask questions. You can also share if you have something similar which
Yeah,
you have experienced. It's just an open platform for all of us to share. And Moushmi
yeah.
leads it today. That's the difference because she's bringing in her experiences.
Roshni, you please continue. We're just loving it.
Yes, sure. We
And,
have
and
many things to say, but we want to hear you now.
have you realized all of us have been talking about Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Last week it was Tejas talking about Shiva. Today Moshvi. So we are all having virtual Kailash Yatra with this.
Yeah, true. No, 2023 was really, really beautiful. I think we were very blessed. We were such a short, not short, sorry, small
Small,
group,
small
only
group.
26 of us. Yeah. And then I remember asking Mohanji, in a funny way, see, we are 26, it's like 26 nakshatras, isn't it? And then he just
But
smiled.
isn't that 27, Moushmi?
I just asked.
It is possible. Okay, I'm not bad. Again, emoji is a 27%.
Absolutely. Yeah, so many experiences we had, beautiful group we had.
So what did
Mm.
he say to that?
He just smiled. That's his answer. He likes to, he's a man with very, very less words, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, I didn't ask again later or anything, but it was a beautiful journey. And basically, I usually don't go anywhere like, retreats, etc. After Mohanji Acharya training in 2019, Kailash was the first time I came out of the house.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
And
knew no
immediately
one.
you became his PA also.
So
Amazing.
because yeah, I think COVID time as well. I went to Serbia for 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
I was with him, but again, like I know him, but I didn't know anyone much at that time because I don't go anywhere. So I know everyone's name, but I never met them. So that Kailash Yatra was like totally you with Mohanji. That's it, finish. I didn't know many of them, but it was beautiful. I don't remember, honestly speaking, about Kailash. It was quite blank and blank experience. I really don't know much, but I can share one funny thing. How you uh, become naked, really. Um, Many of you must have heard when it's Kailash, the story starts with toilets. Oh, there are
Yes.
no toilets. What are you going to do? And this and that, and ladies' toilet, gents' toilet, blah blah blah. Um, of course, we went through the same thing. I don't want to go much in detail, but at the end of the day, I think we crossed that friendship bridge, and we are back in Nepal side. And now our travel was from there to again back to our hotel, and immediately there was landslide. So we were just in the bus and checking that where is the road and how are we going to travel. Um, and of course now you need to go to toilet. Like where are you going to go? There was nothing. And for some reason there was no one behind our bus. And then I thought I need to go to toilet. And because of this whole journey, you become like, I just don't care what people say, what people do. I just don't care. This is me and my life. Forget about people and anyone. Now I need to go to toilet. I came down and behind the bus, uh, everything is done. And then suddenly one motorcycle came, like two people, two gents. I didn't feel anything. Literally, I didn't feel anything. Not a single thought. They must have seen it, what they will think. Oh my God, whatever I wanted to, I did it here. I mean, this is very silly experience. But can we think about it? Like, can we just do such things in our usual life?
Yeah.
But that action, that there was no thinking at all. Because I think when you are on that journey, you slowly become, uh, there are senses definitely, but mind is somehow, it just gets eradicated slowly. Mind is like, okay, now you are not allowing me to interfere, let me just go. So mind is gone, and you are just by yourself, and somehow that gets you the confidence. So many things you earn while unlearning all these things, and we may not get aware at that time, but as Mohanji says, once you are back from Kailash, don't take it in that way, or next day I'm empowered, or next week I'm empowered. It takes months and years and years and years to understand what you have become, or maybe the whole lifetime. So, to whatever I'm saying, to experience that or many more things, you need to go to Kailash and experience that, because that is something totally different, very
It
different.
kind of, I think Kailash, first of all, journeying with Mohanji, it's always about dropping one's identity. So, kind of like, these basic things which we are so self-conscious about, or those kind of things just get stripped away, one by one, one by one.
Yeah,
And you're slowly losing your identity. Only then can that merger happen. So,
yeah, absolutely.
so certain things which you were very particular about at one point in your life may have fallen off. And it's a gradual process. Sometimes you
Yeah,
don't even realize you just evolve.
yeah, absolutely. And I always feel like, this path is not feel good path. Of course, I'm just saying this not because Mohanji says so, but I think many of you must have experienced it.
Yeah.
It's not something rose petals are there and then you're just walking leisurely. Now, especially after Kailash, I felt that journey was so intense that it's like, what is happening with my life? Not just professional, this one, but personal level as well. So many things, which we
So
can't even imagine. Yeah.
during that whole time, did you have that feeling that he's holding you?
Oh yeah, always, always. Yeah, there was this
Because
one moment when I had this hallucination kind of thing. I don't remember what was that, but it was very funny. And I said, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I want to go back home. And I don't know. And then suddenly that that movie, what I was imagining, it just gone. And then I was suddenly back on my feet. Um, So yeah, there are these small experiences. As I said, like, I don't remember those totally, but
yeah. But what you
yeah,
were saying actually made so much sense to me also, because I've also experienced it. When you're talking, like you said, right, the first 3 days when you were his PA, Mohanji did not even, what do you call that? He did not even acknowledge your presence there, completely ignoring, because that has happened to me also. it would be like one nod and turn away and those kind of things during retreats, and you're wondering, what are you doing, what have you done wrong, those kind of feelings come.
Yeah,
You become very self conscious and you think, oh, there must be something wrong, that self blame comes in. At least in my case,
yeah,
it was coming in all the time. And then after some time, and he cannot, he's only trying to remove things from us.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and for him, he's just unconditional love and compassion. So he must be actually looking at our plight, laughing within himself. Look at this child. She doesn't even know what's happening. Those
Absolutely.
kind of things, because I've felt it many times, because at the end of it, I have seen how much he has given, how much
Yeah,
he has removed, how much he has just given. And you never,
yeah,
ever go empty handed.
yeah, yeah,
This is
absolutely.
one big learning from day one, which I had with Mohanji. You never go empty handed. So, like
Yeah.
that, Moushumi, what was your turning point from the Moushumi pre Mohanji and post Mohanji? Not post, with Mohanji.
Hmm. See, I came from a background where um, my parents always taught me be kind to everyone, whoever is behaving like this, like that, not so good. It's okay, just help them, be kind, always like that. But they never told me that people might take you as a doormat. I didn't even know that word until I came into this, until Mohanji came into my life. And then, of course, I went through so many such dramas where I always, wanted to help someone without them asking me. And and then once the work is done, and then you are like, okay, just now we need to live our life. You go. And I never understood what was wrong with these people. They got the help when they needed, and once the work is done, then they just they don't even ask you to go. It's it's kind of insulting or whatever. I don't know. But at that time, I used to feel, oh, it must be my fault. I never took it in that way that other people are at fault or whatever. I used to feel this is my fault. I must have done something, which is kind of very low self-esteem. And after Mohanji came into my life, I understood, yes, help should be there. Whoever is needed, whoever is asking you for help, definitely go and do it. But at the same time, you should take care of your inner self. If you want to go and do help, do it without any expectations. So that's selflessness. And then, of course, with this ACT Foundation, I
That was my
found,
next question to you. How much you've done in Act Foundation also? Yeah, carry on.
yeah, and then I found this platform which was ready-made available for me to serve. And then now where to go? You don't need to go anywhere. And then that's it. Then the journey started with ACT. And I think slowly, once you understand, um, or once you get that confidence that yes, my purpose in this life is this, that I want to serve selflessly without any expectation, without any possession, relation, ownership. Once you get that clear in your head, then not a single uh, what you call jeev or the, I mean, not anyone, no one will come and disturb you, because then you won't get affected by anything. You should be, I won't say strong person. You should be totally in that mode where, there is no strongness, there is no weakness. There shouldn't be any kind of duality. You should be someone really, really occupied within your own calmness and soothingness and happiness and whatever it is.
I mean,
Even,
equanimity in a way. Would you
uh,
say equanimity? Would you say
sorry, I didn't get that.
equanimity in a way?
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you see, you don't need to, if see, sometimes what happens is when you do work, there are people who praise you. And then we feel so nice. Ah, someone spoke very nice about me. When someone say not so good things about you, then you say, what that person, like he said something like this to me. Why we should get affected either the first thing or the second thing? Even if people are praising you, you should not get affected by that. Even if people are not praising you, you should not get affected by that. You be the way you are. As far as you are not hurting any being, you are at a perfect place. So this kind of things I started understanding, or I started feeling. I don't know the exact, again, the word. I'm not good in words,
That's
but
okay.
this,
Basically not get affected by the outside, right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there shouldn't be any kind of duality. Otherwise, most of the time we are like, good, bad, black, white. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be there. Unnecessarily, we create then all these dramas of duality, and then we enjoy that, and then we gather more people as well to enjoy that drama with us. And same with us, like like we gather people at the same time, we attract the same. Then you
Mm.
also always get the same company. Hey, what are you doing in the evening? Just come home. I have something to tell you. And then that gossip starts for 4 or 5 hours. And of course, you enjoy because that is something about someone else. Do we really need to be that? Do we really waste our energy in that? Of course, if your awareness is totally in that gossip, then enjoy. But once you understand what is the purpose of your life, are you here just to do gossip? Or maybe just gossip, just listen, enjoy, and finish it off. Not to put it in your head and then once you are home, then taking all this gossip litter in your family members. It's like a huge vicious circle. You keep on going in that mode. Um, yeah, I think that kind of difference I have seen in my life, what I was earlier and what Mohanji has made me now. It's totally different, Moushumi. Yeah.
A different Moushumi here. Yeah. See, because Moushumi, I know Mohanji is unconditional in his love, and he loves each one of us,
Hmm.
in a very special way. And there are, as sometimes as an observer, I have seen, and many of the people who have come to speak here also, I have sensed that with the people who have shared their experiences here. So that way, I have seen that special extra pouring of love onto you also. Even during the weekly talk once recently it happened, and earlier also I have seen it during all our Acharya meetings and many of our gatherings, right? So how do you feel, and do you feel that extra special?
Not at all. I feel everyone is extra special here. For
But
Mohanji,
but you feel good,
everyone is.
right? Because I know how lovely I feel when Monji tells me some lovely things.
Yeah, you feel, honestly speaking, I see these testimonials. When I send to testimonial team, I always share it with Mohanji, and if he says, I forward it.
Go ahead. His words will be go ahead.
Yeah, then only I share it with the team. So when he acknowledged something, when one day he said, share your experiences, and I remember writing continuously this that, and when he acknowledged it, I felt like, yes, I'm part of his army. How
Yes,
blessed I am.
as
How
an
blessed I
Acharya.
am. Yeah. Who gets such opportunity? There are so many people in this whole wide world, and I am one of them. He chose me to be that one tiny soldier in his own army. How blessed this is. That that is something. And then you feel like this is life with a guru. Done. I'm done with this life. Whenever he wants me to take it off from this, I'm ever ready. So that day when he acknowledged something, and yeah, that's what I can say. I don't know whether I was happy or what, I really don't know, because I always see the way he loves everyone is just so unique, so beautiful.
So beautiful. And I think Anu has a question for you. So Anu,
Aha.
welcome.
I, I
Hi,
don't have
Anu.
a question. I just wanted to resonate, how special Moshmi is. So I always say Shama is on the call as well. So I always complain, I never see anything and nothing happens to me. I never see Shama is similar to me. We don't see things, how people,
I'm going to
and
spotlight Shama also. She's on video.
yeah, Shama is on video as well.
Okay, there you
So
go. Yes.
one day, it was a while back. I mean, I obviously know Moshmi quite well, fortunate enough to sort of meet her where we live and stuff. And it was a long time ago. I knew Moshmi, but not that well. And I had this really long dream. Mohanji came, and it was like a long-winded dream, very long. And he was came to my house, and he was going through random things and my cupboards. He was opening my cupboards and telling me, what is this? And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you were coming to my house. Otherwise, I would have tidied up. So, and then he's like, he's giving me some instructions, which obviously I couldn't remember all the contents of it when I woke up in the morning, because it was early morning, I think 4 o'clock or something. I suddenly woke up, and he's like, if you don't get it, just ask Moshmi, just speak to her, and she'll explain everything. And then I had all.
Okay.
So I thought I must just add that. So he doesn't just tell her, he tells us to ask Moshmi as well. And since then, rest is history. So if I've ever got any dream, anything I don't understand, I'll be like, Moshmi, what does that mean? Because Monji has once literally told me to contact Moshmi if I'm not, it was just really, again, don't want to go into too much of detail, but it ended up happening that I ended up, the content was such that I ended up doing some seva for the Delhi Angan, where we distributed some sanitary products. But it was something about that, can you believe?
Hmm.
So we ended up distributing some sanitary products for these girls in Delhi Angan.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So yeah, he just,
That's
like, if he knows I'm thick and slow, so he just said, if you don't get it, just ask Moshmi. So I'll ring her and ask. So this is what happened. So just wanted to add that.
wow,
Ah,
that is an interesting share, Anu. And now we can definitely expect a lot of calls going to Moshmi after this about dreams. And Anu has been an inspiration in that, has led the way. So thank you, Anu, so much.
Thank
Uh, Sharma, would you like to add something?
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late for the call. So nice to hear Moushumi talking. Rekaji and I were like plotting to get you, Moushumi. So I'm glad you joined, and I'm so glad that you're sharing your experiences. I was listening to you halfway from work and coming home. My
ah,
question probably would be, what inspires you to do Akseva? So you do so much. We work together so much, and I know how much you do. So what is the inspiration? Of course, Mohanji, but there has to be something else also that inspires you to be doing more and more, not just stay with one or two activities, but you're always thinking of new things to do, and it is
yeah.
really lovely. So maybe you can share something.
Yeah, I feel this is something from my some past lives or something. I really don't know when and what, but I remember this thing. My mom had a guru, and that guru is not in a physical form. Now again, is the same lineage: Nityananda, Umananda Saraswati, Muktananda. That lineage. And she was pregnant at that time. I think I was in a tummy, and it was sixth or seventh month. Uh, it was in Mumbai itself. And then she used to go, my mom used to go to this ashram once a week. And one day she just put, just touch my mom's tummy, and she said, we need girls to serve the world. That's what she said. And even at that, of course, that time there was no scanning and everything, isn't it? Like she knows it's a girl or a boy. But she said that, and I didn't know until literally uh, maybe last maybe 4 5 years back. I didn't even know. Somehow my mom said this. Like, oh wow, that makes sense. And as I said, I was sharing earlier with Rekhaji and others about what my mom and dad taught me is like, help others. Even if they are not good to you, just help them. And then how I became a doormat. So that thing was always in my head to help people, even if they are asking or not, just help them. So I always used to get into that mode of helping someone. And then when I saw this act, some kind of a platform happening with Mohanji Foundation, Mohanji founded, and then this was a kind of a treat for me in a way, some kind of a stage to play on it. And I love it. Uh, I don't know, I don't have any other answer than this, but I think it was just the seed was already sown in my system, and I'm just an instrument to play all these different events or whatever.
And it's a lot of fun too, especially when we go to the animal sanctuary, or when we do
Yeah,
all the fun things with the animals and things like that. It's amazing fun. But yeah,
yeah.
thank you, Moshmi. I think Rupa has the hand up.
Yeah,
She can.
Rupa has
Oh my
hand.
God,
Just a
Rupa, no, 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 no.
welcome, Rupa. Go ahead. Let's ask Moshmi all those questions.
I know all the things that she's been talking. We already know this, all this, and like first-hand information. The very minute, the next minute, when she experienced, we all know this, and we are all very fortunate to be part of, Maushmi's group. And many of us think like, if something comes from Maushmi, we take it as it is coming from Mohanji. We
Wow.
Yeah, so if Mohanji want to say something to us, it is definitely coming through Moshmi, so we that blindly follow and we do it. And if you ask Priya, Neelima, any of us even in the group, we can add on as they are in Kailash Yatra. I'm speaking on behalf of everybody from the Woodley group, I can say that.
Yeah,
And
by
yeah,
the way, for all our viewers, in fact, Moshmi has this lovely group, right? You can speak a little about that also, of
I
women,
mean, sorry,
a
say
group
again.
of Moshmi has formed this beautiful group of women. All of you are there and they're doing so many lovely things.
Yeah.
And even for ACT, isn't it, Chama? Even ACT, they were for, yeah?
Definitely.
I
The
don't
group
know
is
how I
so
was
kind
drawn
and
into
nice.
ACT. I really don't know how I was drawn into ACT. I started, I mean, I can say, I mean, if you have time, I can go on from, from the day one where she started
No,
meditation.
in short,
Yeah,
because
in
we
short, I
are
will
running
give.
out of time.
She started meditations in 2022, in February. First day, there was no one. She came, she booked a hall, there was no one. She came, she sat for 2 hours, she left, she logged and left. Second week, there was no one. Third week, me and my friend, we just joined, and then on, rest is history. Not even a single day I have skipped meditation. And
Wow.
after 1 year, exactly in 2023 January, she asked me, there is no one to cook for Olympic house, can you cook? I said, I don't know how to cook. I mean, outside, rice. How do you expect me to cook for 35 people? I don't have a big cooker or anything. She said, I mean, I can give you vessel, I can help you, I can tell you. Then the rest is history again. Every month we have been cooking. Not even a single month I have stopped from 2023 January.
Wow,
I have,
that's
yeah,
wonderful.
it's only like, Maushmi says like something, we all do it. We even though we don't know if we can do it or not, we don't have confidence or faith on ourselves. We just blindly jump in. And again, she plans so many things, like we don't know if we can really do it, but just we jump and then things will happen. She initiates so many projects, like helping the Addington school, or the food banks, or many other projects, the environmental projects, the cleaning of South Lake, and so many other things. I can go on, like she keeps. I don't know where
It
that,
is
have.
so beautiful, Rupa, that she's been a very beautiful instrument of Mohanji.
Yes, 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 we all believe.
And I
And
think Mohanji, she's been so open that Mohanji has worked through her, and through her, you all benefited, and you're
yes,
also, all of you are also working for
yes,
Mohanji
yes,
that way.
yes, yes, we believe that strongly. And yeah, so
Wonderful.
yeah, I mean, I can go on with so many, experiences, and so many things from so many people. I'm sure the time is short here.
Yeah,
We can
thank you, Rupa.
exclusively, one day, kind of have a meeting for Woodley group, and we can tell all of our
Oh,
experiences.
definitely. Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. Because the
Yeah.
Woodley group has become very famous on Facebook also now.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful. What a lovely instrument of Mohanji you are,
Yes.
Moushumi. Shama, would you like to add something, ask
thank
something
you,
to
Rupa.
Moushumi? Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you, Rupa.
I can say that actually for all the seva that they do in Reading, the council actually acknowledged and they gave an award to the group. So really, really wonderful. I'm sure people might have seen the beautiful award. It would have come on Facebook that Moushumi shared. So yeah, really proud of all the ladies. They're so hardworking. Moushumi, you're an inspiration for sure. We all appreciate you in the UK. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
that was something we heard in one of in the vertical meeting. I think Moushumi shared, and Mohanji also appreciated that as well.
Yeah.
So amazing, amazing insights, amazing growth of Moushumi as an acharya, as a paka, true pure instrument of Mohanji, and Mohanji is working through you, and may he continue to work through you in the years to come
Absolutely.
also.
Yeah,
So
that's why I said when Mohanji acknowledged what I felt only this thing, like I'm just a tiny part of his whole army. How blessed it is, because this what Rupa mentioned and these other ladies, the way they work is amazing. No question asked, they just do it. And then this is what I always feel is a gift from Mohanji, really. Yeah, isn't it, Rupa?
absolutely, absolutely, it's a gift from Mohanji.
Yeah.
Any questions anyone else has? Many of you have been silent. Would you all like to share or speak or say something, Bharati? Yes.
Arati.
Yes. I just wanted to come back on the thing like the guru is never telling you directly, oh, you're very good. But indirectly they do. We know it from Swami Gopal Baba. He wouldn't say anything, but indirectly he would just tell somebody, oh, you should read that book. Or somebody
Hmm.
told me I wrote a book that time, and somebody told me last night Swami gave it to some high person in Bangalore. And that person gave him a lot of money because of that book. Like he read a book,
Wow.
then he got interested in Swami Gopal Baba and he was donating a lot of money. And Swami never told me, but somebody else told me Swami did this and that happened. And then you feel like an instrument and you never hear it directly. So I can acknowledge that.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and one little thing when you said you don't always feel so comfortable when you're close to the master. One
Hmm.
little thing, I was sitting opposite Mohanji at the same table in London. It was, and and we happened to sit on the wrong table. Parvati and me, we didn't know it was Mohanji's table. It was a complete empty table, and there were no other places to sit. So we went there with our plate and sat there. And then Mohanji came with his people, and then we just wanted to stand up and leave. And then Mohanji said, no, 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 just stay there. So we were sitting exactly opposite Mohanji. And then whole meal I was thinking, it's very stupid to not say anything, but it's very stupid to say something. The whole meal, my mind was turning. If you say something, he must think it's very stupid because he doesn't like people to waste his time, silly questions, or just about anything, you know. And so then you keep quiet and you feel really uncomfortable. I acknowledge that also. It's not easy. You just get a witness of your own mind. That's what's
Yeah,
happening when you're close to the guru. And you split that mind and you walk in the middle. I have a little other thing about that, but I think we are over time, so I give my time to somebody else.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Moshimi.
Bharati.
I love you.
you.
Yes, Tejas.
Just a small question. So when Maushmi was describing her experience about split the mind, where she saw Mautar Babaji and I think Lahari Mahashaya also, right? Or Yukteswar Giri.
Yukteswar.
Yukteswar Giri. So I had a question where, any experiences from doing the consciousness kriya, if you do that regularly, and any experiences from that also, it would be lovely to hear.
Consciousness kriya, yeah, but what happens is it's like a dream. When you are in that kriya, when that kriya is happening, so many things I remember, literally like dialogue to dialogue. And once the kriya is done, everything vanishes. So even in dream as well, sometimes like you see gurus or Mohanji, and I literally remember everything, whatever he said, like and then once I'm awake in the morning, finished. Like, hey Bhagwan, I don't even remember a single word. But yeah, experiences there were so many Tejas, but unfortunately I don't remember and I don't write it down even if I remember. I purposely I don't write it down. Otherwise, sometimes you get attached to it and then you
Attached.
feel like, oh, see, I had this experience. So if it just stays like that, then after few days, I thought, okay, now I should write it down. So all these small testimonials, whatever I have written, are like that. I just wait, and wait, and if I still remember, then I write. Otherwise, I don't remember. But there was just one thing which I remember. This was way, like, so many years back, maybe in 2020 or something. We had some meeting, like, we have different platforms. So that time there was another platform with these three or four acharyas, the CET, Rekhaji.
Ah,
I don't even remember the continent, something anyway. So we had that meeting and we had to present something to acharyas. And then we didn't know what exactly we should present. And that day I sat for Kriya. You won't believe Mohanji literally gave each and every step how the diagram should be, what these diagrams are called. And I still remember uh, the gist of it was like he showed me a tree. The tree is the main platform, and tree has different branches. So you should divide this tree in different branches, and you should tell each and every acharya that you are going to do this. And these branches has different leaves. So what are those leaves means? And as soon as Kriya done, because I had this thing, isn't it? Like forgetting things. As soon as this done, I started writing everything. Then I created this slideshow and then I shared with my other colleagues. And then that we presented that afternoon. So that was really very accurate kind of experience, which I wrote it down properly. Yeah, but again, another thing when you said about Mahatar Babaji, there was one time when I skipped Kriya because I was traveling or something, and then I started getting this dream of Mahatar Babaji in that dream, and then exactly at the same time, I think there was some satsang or something. Someone asked this question: why am I getting this dream, and why Babaji is there in my dream? Is he my guru? But my guru is you. And then Mohanji said nothing like that. Sometimes this is a kind of reminder that start doing kriya. So I got my answer through that question. Yeah. That's it.
beautiful.
Thanks. Thank
Thanks for sharing.
Really,
you. No problem. Thank you.
thanks for sharing that also, Moshmi. Because this is, this topic of experiencing Mohanji. I think each one of anyone who comes here and all of us together also, I think it will be a never-ending thing. But I think now we should pause
Yeah.
here. We are well gone beyond our time, usual time. And it's been a very interesting session. So thank you so much. And we hope to see more testimonials and more experience sharing from you also, Mashmi, and all the others who are listening here, because Mohanji always speaks about sharing your experiences. So those of you who are here and who are planning to join in the future also, please do share. Your all the
Yeah.
little experiences make a whole and it inspires someone in some part of the world. So thank you, Maushmi, so much she's in fact her working day and she took time off to be here with us. So thank you so much and we hope to meet you again. So till then,
Thank
Jai Mohanji.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, team.
Jai Mohanji.
Jai
Jai
Mohanji.
Mohanji. Jai Mohanji. Thank you, Moshami.
Fun.
No
Thank
Yeah,
you.
worries.
Mohanji.
Thank you for
Jai
Thank you
joining.
all.
Mohanji.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Mhm.
Beautiful experience. Thank you. Jai
Oh, thank
Mohanji.
you.